I'm going to try to keep this short because anybody who knows my dad is a little long-winded, so let's get this started. Good evening. It is my honor and pleasure to stand here before you to celebrate and pay tribute to the wrestling career of my father, Tremblay. Most of this room know my father in varying capacities, and therefore you may know him as Sergeant Tremblay, Coach, Harry, or most notably, Larry the Legend. I am one of only two that has the privilege to call him Dad. When my father first asked me to give this speech, I was flattered, but did not understand why. To me, my brother, Travis, is the natural choice. He has balanced both the duality of son and wrestler. In true fatherly fashion, I suspect it was to give me an opportunity to reflect on what wrestling has actually brought to my life and offer you all a unique and often overshadowed perspective. My opinion of wrestling has manifested itself as I've gotten older. Growing up, loathing the sport would have been an understatement. I solely associated wrestling with time away from my father and a stressor for my mother, who often had to operate as a single parent. It was inconceivable to me that a group of teenage boys could possibly bring value to my father's life. As I entered late middle school into early high school, there was a slight change in attitude. I began to view wrestling as opportunistic. Where else could I meet a large group of boys my own age, prancing around in uniforms most would deem bathing suits from the early 20th century? Okay, so I may not have thought this through entirely, because as I sat and plotted how I would get wrestlers like Richie Raymond, Rob Nagel, and Brad Harvey to notice me, it never crossed my mind that they would fear me because of my father. In my mind, my dad was a lovable, charismatic, outgoing guy, and clearly all his wrestlers would view him in the same light. So I may have been a little naive and slightly off base in this idea. I can recall a time during the Middlesex League tournament, my most notable crush, Rob Nagel, asked me to go to his house to get a pillow. Time alone with Rob Nagel, jumped at the opportunity. To my dismay, the poor thing regretted the decision to ask me from the moment we got in the vehicle. Rob was clearly fearing loss of life and limb for such a bold decision. It was evident when he looked at me that all he could see was my father. So needless to say, that little field trip didn't amount to much except Rob hyperventilating and my realization that this was not a place to meet eligible bachelors. As most of you know, my brother Travis is an incredibly talented wrestler, but don't let my dad take all the credit. The early years of my brother's wrestling career began on a burnt orange 90s carpet in our living room, drilling with yours truly. Being the only sibling in at least one weight class higher than my little brother made me a natural drill partner. Double leg takedowns, cradling, headlocks, while trying to avoid baseboard heating and encroaching tile floors has resulted in some of the most unique and treasured childhood memories one could possess. Although I was never a wrestler myself, my father always told me that I would have been his only 4-time state champ. But watching my brother be so successful gave me more pride than if those trophies had been my own. In life, we do not get to choose our families or our talents. As my father would tell you, hard work and guts are crucial elements, but raw talent carries you the rest of the way. My father is an amazingly gifted coach on and off the mat. This role and this sport has given to him just as much as he has given to it. Other areas of his life were a necessity to provide for his family, but I realize now so too was coaching for the pleasure and pure enjoyment of the sport. In reflection, here are a few things watching my dad coach the sport of wrestling has brought to my life. Leave it all on the mat. If you didn't like the outcome, learn from it, but don't sulk about it. Even if it's a rebuilding year, there is no reason why you can't bring home a trophy. Nose over the hose does not apply to me personally, but the takeaway that I got from that was don't be afraid to be on bottom because you'll never know if you actually deserve to be on top. Encasing your body in trash bags and sweating it out is a great dietary strategy. It isn't about the quantity of the people on your team, it's about the quality. And based on the amount of support in this room tonight, I would say that my father is fortunate enough to have both. Wait, what's on? As my opinion of wrestling has come full circle, I find myself appreciative to the extended family I have developed at the hands of this incredibly unique sport. Our experiences and memories may be different, but it does not detract from the fact that we all share a special and unique bond and understanding of one another. At this moment, I would like to say thank you to my mom for putting up with my father and for letting him participate in sport for so long. Also, I would like to thank my dad for being a wonderful life coach and exemplary role model. There is not another man I would rather have in my corner as I face the world today. And I'm confident that everyone else here to celebrate you today feels the same. So without further ado, I present to you my father, the legend, Coach Larry.
I want to also thank my go-to guys, Bill Stern, Doug Darby, Tom Sterling. I want to thank the 3 people that recommended me to the Hall of Fame. Tom Bartzak, Phil is not here tonight, and Charlie. So that's pretty good for Phil to recommend me. He's the opposing coach for WPI, and we had a lot of tough matches with Springfield and WPI. So congrats to the other inductees, Greg, Chip, Ryan, and his assistant, Jim Frazier, who's not here tonight. They were unbelievable Foxborough teams, and some great wrestlers out there that I remember very well. Billy Iverson went to Springfield, and a couple other guys. So I also want to congrats to Mark. Springfield owns the place. Congrats to Mark and his assistant Doug Pratt, great guys, long thing, and my man Ronnie over there. I got 2 words from Mark Donovan. He's so intense. It's called medical marijuana. I want to thank the Master of Ceremonies, Steve, for all your hard work, my man, doing a great job up here. And as you know, you've heard before, it's not the wins and losses in wrestling. It's sort of the journey. And I got to tell you about my journey. It started at North Reading High School, where I was a student there, and took me to Springfield College, where I had an amazing program and Hall of Fame caliber coaches at Springfield. And I was fortunate enough to go to Springfield College because of Paul Woods, who's back there, my mentor. He's an All-American, All-New England football player at Springfield. And he came from a tough background like myself. We struggled as kids. And I was fortunate enough to meet Sean Bilodeau, who's president of the stable here tonight, who would help me grow as a wrestler. He was the most dangerous wrestler I've ever been around. He could pin you from top, bottom, and especially for neutral. He brought me with him to workouts everywhere, especially to the Boston Union, where Jim Peckham would take us under his wing. Jim really took a liking to Sean and myself, and there was great wrestlers there to train with. Kenny Mallory, Matt Beckham, Eddie Hanley, Jerry Silva, Deke Conn was in it, the Ouellette brothers, just to name a few. He liked Springfield wrestlers and respected the school. He respected the school so much, he sent his beautiful daughter, Diana. Is she here still? Diana? Back up, stand up, Diana. Should have spring for that. I go to side note on Diana. She wrestled in Andy Kaufman, Saturday Night Live. Legendary for that. So anyway, I want to thank you and Maddie for all the great times. With your dad, I used to referee with you often. You had that funny whistle with me. I'll tell you a quick story about, the guy that meant a lot to me, that coached me, and that's Coach Parker, and it involved Sean Bilodeau as well. 8 months earlier, I'm wrestling at North Reading High. Now I'm down at Penn State, wrestling at Penn State against the Nittany Lions. All right, Sean and I go down there, and we got a room with the coach, because all the other guys knew better. We were young guys, and it was a great experience. We got out there, we wrestled, and coach was so cool. He had great sayings and stuff, probably not proper English, but he used to say, "What you do speak so loudly that I can't hear what you say." Basically, you tell him that you wanted to be a champion, but you didn't show it. He wanted you to show it that you'd be a champion. So after getting tuned up at Penn State, we were walking back to the Nittany Lion Inn, Sean and myself. We both had a rough outing, if I can remember that correctly. We were young. Really didn't matter. Penn State was pretty tough, but anyway, he looks at me, Coach Parker, and he says, "Tremblay, you want to be a champion?" I said, "Yes, Coach, I do." He said, "Will you get down and give me 5 minutes of sit-throughs?" Well, sit-throughs are an exercise where you are on all fours and your hips go back and forth. I was in the only pair of dress pants I had, kicked my shoes off, I jumped down in between the two guys in the Nittany Lion Inn and gave 5 minutes of sit-throughs. He said, "A real champion would give me 10 minutes. There he goes, the mental motivation again from a guy that really, didn't even wrestle much in sport, but just was a great motivator. So at 10 minutes, I'm down there doing it, and there's a puddle of sweat forming in front of me. And he says, you just want to be a champion on this level, or you want to be a champion on the next level? The next thing you know, I'm doing 15 minutes of sit-throughs, 1 a second, burning, feeling bad, and he says, well, school record's 18 minutes. I'm still going at it, right? Sweating like crazy. Bill sitting in bed watching me. Pockets in the other bed, probably eating popcorn. So anyway, he says, you just want to break the record or you want to shatter it? So now I'm going, finally 27 minutes later, 1 a second. My dress pants are burnt off my knees, socks are gone. In the Nittany Lion Inn in Penn State, 3 men in a room. I get up, he goes, "Nice job." He goes to Sean, "You want to be a champion?" Sean gets down, does 28 minutes, breaks my record. I held it for 27 minutes. Anyway, it's just a quick story about how Coach motivated us and stuff like that. And it was unreal. But the cool thing was, we got the next morning, because we were coached, we got to go to breakfast with Joe Paterno. He was there, the Nittany Lion football players. He was showing us Orange Bowl watches and stuff like that. And, it was a great experience. The journey, I can tell you about, when this kid from Chelsea practice to meet Joe Paterno, probably never. So I got a chance through wrestling to meet him, and with Sean at my side, which was a great thing. I did finally, Josh Cobbs, are you still here? It's not. Because Josh would be excited to know that I did beat Sean in stealing towels from the Nittany Lion Inn. And a couple of robes for my father for Christmas. But anyway, that's just a little sidebar. I probably did it. And I just got it back. Some of the best times were working wrestling camps with like some of these coaches out here. They run some camps and clinics, and we had some great times at BC. Johnny, myself, Joe Lev. Is he still in the house, Joe Lev? Yeah, we had some great times there. I was fortunate enough to work a camp, Dan Gable's medalist camp. And Will Chassie was the coach at MIT. He says, "Hey, listen, you're going to get to work out with Dan Gable, Will Chassie, Springfield College guy." Parker's like, "Yeah, go do it." So I go do it. We stage Governor Dominic Gable shows up, the guy's a legend. Get to, work out with him, which was great. But on my floor, I was rooming, the other counsel was a guy named Erlen Van Lindenje. John Stallo and Greg Mira back there laughing, right? The guy was like a biscuit away from 450. like weight for heavyweight. So, anyway, he was sort of obnoxious, but he ended up being in the movie Stir Crazy. He was in The Wanderers, and so I had a prank with, Sean taught me how to prank well, so I had a prank with him, and I got him pretty good. I shaved and creamed his bed because he was mean to the kids. My wife didn't want me to tell the story. She said, "Don't be mean." So anyway, once he went in, I shaved and creamed the hall, put some thumbtacks down too. So when he come out of that room, I wasn't allowed, Hindenburg blew up, but when he hit that floor, I didn't know he was gonna fall. I just figured I'd give him a little foot, thumbtack thing, and he went down, bang, and thumbtacks were all over the backside. In the movie Stir Crazy, his nickname was Grossberger. Now I know why. When I seen him naked, that's Grossberger. So anyway, I'm done wrestling college. I'm on to officiating. I'm living in Lawrence with Don, and we're raising German Shepherds. We're having a good time. No kids, German Shepherds. They're like 15 dogs, one of those experiences. So I'm officiating. I'm still trying to wrestle, live the dream. I'm wrestling up in Sanford, Maine, York County Athletic Club, freestyle workout, trying to live the dream. Driving a long way in car, a Pinto wagon, one foot and open. It's great. But anyway, Bossy, I was refereeing. So Judge Bossy was in charge of the rest. And he said, "Hey, I got a tough one for you." He goes, "It's Lawrence against Lawrence Vogt. Can you handle it?" "Sure, no problem." I get there, the teams come in. Now, first of all, Lawrence is coached by this guy. He looks like a hitman for the Cuban national team, right? Al Nassif. Big sombrero comes in, Bobby Fitz is with me. Thank God he's there. He's like the calming force. So we got Lawrence Vogt's got a guy, Nami Salem. This guy's unbelievable. Got a raspy voice, he's a real tough wrestler. He broke his arm or something, a horse ran over it, never healed right. So he's on the sidelines clapping like this. So I show up, and they got the two teams, one team's lined up here, and one team's lined up here to get ready. The only thing between them is the wooden bench. Now these kids are animals. I'm like, oh, Jesus, I'm looking, I'm scared. They're tattooed up. I'm not. I got nothing going on. I gotta get a tattoo. I'm gonna crack right here. So we get the weight classes were 7 pounds every 700, 107, 140, 120. Finally, they get to 28. Tommy Sealam goes, "Where's my bones?" So the referees work the skills back then, not like it is now with the coaches, the mutual respect. I think it's close enough. So anyway, he's doing his jig. Finally, he walks up to Tommy, Coach Salem, and whispers in his ear something. So I don't know what he whispers. And next thing you know, I see Tommy go over. He opens up a locker, takes Bob Hoser out of the locker. He looks at me and goes, "He was trying to eat." So I learned that in my coaching thing for my next my next business. And then one other coaching experience was Lowell Bill Ricca. Back in the day, that was the match. Lowell Bill Ricca, it was crazy. All right, they hired 2 referees to do the JVs, then they bring in a guy to do the varsity. And we're in there, 2 refs are doing the JV, I come in to do the varsity. Young guy. And I knew Bossy, Springfield College guy. I knew the voice. He used to call my house, "Tremblay." So I hear him in there, and he's giving a motivational speech to his low guys against Bill Ricca. Now, I don't know how poor Bill Ricca was back then, but Bossy made it sound like it was the end of the earth. He's like, "Alice, you want to rest with these guys? You're gonna lose. You want to do things with these guys, those tar paper shacks these kids live in? Forget about it. The boxes that those game things come in, they're living in them. You know why Bill Ricca kids go out for wrestling? Free pair of shoes." Oh my, wow, this guy's unbelievable. Half these kids learned how to wrestle at my moments. I don't know what mine is. This is a watering hole. He goes, he's jogging around Nutting's Lake. He's getting into it pretty good. I'm putting my shoes on. I'm scampering. I'm getting the hell out of that locker room. I'm scared, you know. So it's a hell of a dual meet. Bill Ricker's unbelievable program. Vinny Otis, you know, Urquhart and Boss Man. They're a great dual meet. And the Lowell team wins. And they come in, they sort of party a little bit. And Bossy goes, what's so funny? You're playing grab ass? He said they took 4 of you. 4 matches from you tonight. He says they're going to steal a bus right up and down Route 3 and say they took 4 from Lowell tonight. Wow. This is intense. You know, there's a lot better wrestlers in this room than me. You know, in Massachusetts in its heyday in the 70s, you know, with Georgie and Bruce Rich. McCloney and Al Donovan was unbelievable, just tough as nails, and it was great to go to these other programs. No matter where we went, we had, you know, some great Mass kids finally on Springfield. I don't think there was many Mass kids that could make Springfield's team. Was so talented. Of course, now you know you get the Iverses, guys like that come through the bigs. But I'll tell you, it was so great. You know, even though you had kids in your own team, when you see those kids from Massachusetts, like at Montclair or at different schools, you were really rooting for them a little bit because you wanted to see Mass wrestling do well. So it was just a great time, and like I said, there's guys who were better wrestlers than me and better coaches than me out here. Bruce Rich, probably the best coach in the nation in all sports. I mean, you think about a guy that coached football, wrestling, and girls softball and won state championships in all 3. Just amazing, Bruce. I tell you, the music started already? Yeah, it's gotta be. My daughter must have taken too long. Anyway, one quick story I want to talk about my daughter, and then I'll just thank people and get the hell out of here. But my daughter's born, and you know, my wife's water breaks quick, and baby's delivered, and I'm supposed to go to a match that day, but my wife's gonna have a baby. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to make it. So, it's barely illustrated, huh? But anyway, I'll skip this story. But anyway, Salem had a quick heavyweight that was ineligible, and the guy kept saying to me, "Tremblay, you're a man's man." He goes, "I want to use this heavyweight if the match comes down to it." I said, "Absolutely, you can use him. I'm a man's man." You know, at Salem. So Teddy knows the story. It's 1983, and the kids go out and it comes down to heavyweight. We're up by 3. And I'm like, where's this heavyweight? All of a sudden, this kid comes from behind the bleachers in a leather coat, rips the leather coat off, he looks like John Cena. I look down my bench, I got a kid reading the Wall Street Journal, and another kid that looked like he took 2nd place in a pie eating contest. I'm like, I can't put these guys out there. So I had my brother helping me out. My mom asked me as a favor to take him on my wing and help him out a little bit. He's you know, just get out of jail. So anyway, I'm helping him out, you know, with the wrestling program, and he's got his sneakers on and stuff like that. So finally, I said to him, after looking at the other guy in my heavyweight, I said, the coach, I said, "Is this your illegal heavyweight?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Good. I'm sending my illegal heavyweight out." He was out there. The kid runs across. Hits him. My brother was the greatest 3-minute wrestler in the country. Unfortunately, the sport goes 6 minutes. He finally caught the kid and pinned him, and you know, the Salem coach comes over and he goes, "Boy, that kid's unbelievable." He goes, "How's he gonna do in the States?" I said, "I don't know. I think he's going back to Bill Ricker." He thinks he's going back to Bill Ricker, high school, and he's going back to Bill Ricker House Correction. He's only 21. Yeah, he had a couple of years. So that's it. I'm not going to tell no more stuff. I just want to talk about the great rivalries in Division I, the Lowell Chumps of Methuen, Agawam, Bill Ricker, Springfield Central, Division II, North Andover, Franklin. I got more 2nd place trophies coming to you, you bastard. Natick, Central Catholic, North Attleboro, Division II, they're always good. Burlington, Wayland, Mount Greylock, my man out there, love the electronic duels. And of course, I want to thank the parents, the best parents in the world right here from Winchester. My former health assistant coaches, Lou McDonald, helping us out all these years. It's great. The wrestlers, you guys out there, I love you all, man. You made me the legend. You're the ones that made me the legend. Frank Terry. Frank Cherry is the winningest baseball coach in the state. He gave me my start at North Reading, my first coaching job. Frank's the winningest. If I'm a legend, he's an icon. And Steve Doyle, pro football player, Billy Carter out there, national champ. Mike Phillips and Jimmy Dimitri bought the banner for the 1995 team. They bought it. Imagine that. They went out and bought the banner when we won the championship. Bobby Martini, the office here, and a lot of other great people and friends. I just can't thank these enough, but really the parents and the wrestlers and my family. My family.
What about Bubba?
I said my assistant coaches. You hear the music? They want me off. My friends mean the world to me, and they know it. I just want to talk quickly about my wife, Dawn. She deserves a red badge of courage for putting up with me. My daughter, Laurel, she was an awesome daughter. Never broke curfew. Very athletic, very competitive. And Travis, you know, he really probably never had a passion for the sport of wrestling. But I'll tell you, I never met a kid when he hit the mat that wanted to win as bad as that kid did. He was amazing. You know, it's pretty amazing, too, is that I'm the 4th best wrestler probably at my table. You got Spike Miller there, who won Fargo, 11 matches, 10 pins, Sean's 3rd in the nation. My son's an All-American. I requested that they put Johnny McLaughlin at the table so that I wouldn't be the worst wrestler at that table. Thank God Father McLaughlin's over here at the table with me. God, imagine going in the Hall of Fame and being the worst wrestler at the table. Pretty bad. I want to thank everybody, and I just got one word. There's 2 roles you play in life. Either you're the kingmaker or you're the king. And lots of times I've been the kingmaker. And tonight, by helping these guys as the kingmaker, they made me the king. So I've been in both roles, the kingmaker and the king. Thank you so much.